Hello everyone, I'm Jill. I'm a yoga teacher and a holistic coach, and I'm putting this short video together today to help anybody that might be needing some support with anxiety or panic. And we're going to focus on putting two aspects of practice together to support with this, and those aspects are how we hold and position our bodies and how we breathe. And both of these are really important in starting to create the grooves that we need to move from that place where we can literally be hyperventilating and all the breath is building up in the chest and the diaphragm in the head, to move from that really quickly into a much more grounded place where we can simply become our own self-soothers. And this is a really important skill to build if you do suffer from anxiety. Even if you just suffer from it in a small way, the more you do these practices, the more you give your nervous system a chance to develop the opposite capacity, which is to stay grounded and calm and connected to yourself and to your breath. So let's begin. As you can see, I've gathered up all the cushions, pretty much all the cushions I can lay my hands on. So it's helpful if you can get a few cushions for this, and we're going to use them to prop the body in a really gentle way. So with feeling panicky, my experience is that it tends to manifest around the diaphragm, the heart, the front of the body. You might get tension all around the chest and the throat. That tension might creep into your belly and result in digestive issues as well. So we've got a couple of options with the way we sit here. You can either sit kneeling and bring the knees kind of wide, and we're going to stack up some cushions here. I have a yoga bolster as well, but you don't really need a bolster. You can do this all with just the pillows off your bed. If this is too deep for the knees, then take the alternative sitting position, which is just to bring your legs wide. And you might even want to put an extra cushion or a roll underneath your bum to give your hips a little lift, especially if you're tight in the lower back. So to bring this comfort into the shape of our body, into the physical posture, we are going to simply lie and drape ourselves forward once you've got this stack going. And you could have it much lower to the ground, for which you just remove layers of the pillow cake. And we're gonna, when we come into the shape, we're just gonna focus on our out breath. And my recommendation is that you breathe in through the nose, perhaps for a count of 3, and then out through the mouth for a count of 4. And the way to breathe out through the mouth for now is just to purse the lips and imagine that you're breathing out through a straw. So knees tucked under or legs straight. Begin to really kind of snuggle your body into contact with all the cushions and props that you've got. Turn your head to one side. Let the shoulders begin to relax. Take a long sigh of the breath out. Each time you breathe out, just let your front body, chest, belly get a bit closer to the support. And again, deep breath in. Let that breath go. And just relax your hands as much as possible. Relax your temples, your jaw, lower teeth, the upper teeth. Begin to breathe in through your nose for 3. Out through your mouth. Breathing in for 3. Try out through the mouth for 5. In for 3. Little straw lips, breathe out for 5. We're just going to keep going with this breath for a while. I should say, if you've got tight hamstrings, you might want to bend your knees or put an extra cushion under your knees to stop that from becoming a place of discomfort. You want your body to get as comfy as it can here. Breathing in through the nose. Little pursed lips, long breath out. And we're going to stay here for about a minute. You might become aware of your heartbeat. You might become aware of the speed of your mind. Just keep returning your attention to your lengthening out breath. And we'll slowly begin to release and rise up, perhaps keeping the eyes closed. And if you practice this regularly, the longer you stay in it, the more you give the breath and the relaxation of the body a chance to create a pattern, create a groove for you to return to again and again and again. And also, the longer you stay in it, you might want to turn the head to the other side. So here's another little practice with one of your cushions or your props. It's just to hug it into the front of your body. And you can, again, sit any way that's comfortable, legs outstretched, legs crossed. And so as you can imagine, when we're really stressed and worried or in fight or flight, our bodies would be breathing faster, ready to run, ready to get the hell out of here. But when we're calm, we're able to, that's when we're able to hold each other. That's when we're able to snuggle in front of the fire. So what we're doing is we're mimicking in our body by hugging the cushion, we're mimicking how we would be feeling if we knew it was safe to get really still and to snuggle. So we're just gonna, even if you don't feel calm, just spending a few minutes putting the body in this position can be enough to convince the nervous system that in fact calm is not that far away after all. You can let your chin lower a little bit. And if you do feel that the belly and the diaphragm are tense, particularly bring a few extra breaths in there. Well done. And so the idea of many of these practices that I'm sharing with you is that instead of rising up on that elevator of continual worry and faster breathing, we start to come down the elevator. So if you imagine, it's anxiety and panic is a little bit like getting stuck on the top 3 floors of a 100-story building. And we want to be able to get down progressively to the lower levels so that we do what we call in our body grounding or centering. So this is why a lot of these practices we do on the floor. I want to show you one more position that you might enjoy, and that is to kind of keep whatever stack you've got going here, or this could be the edge of your sofa, or you could put your legs up on a wall. And so you're going to let your feet or your calves come up and lie back from here. And when the legs are elevated, it helps the heart rate to slow down, which helps the breathing rate to slow down. And if you want to make this deluxe, you could add a little eye pillow. I think I've got one here, yeah, or a scarf over your eyes, just to again tell your body that it's simply safe for the next few moments. To find a few longer exhales, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Relaxing your hips, your shoulders, breathing in through the nose. And then the other thing I quite like is to have one hand on my belly or on my heart, which is a really beautiful way of soothing a tense nervous system. It's like you're telling your body that you're here to hold yourself. So even if you're quite panicky, you can also begin to parent yourself and be a comfort for yourself and get used to bringing yourself back from those anxious, panicky edges. So if you're watching the video at home, guys, you can obviously pause it and spend as long as you like doing each of these practices. I would recommend that you begin with about 3 minutes on your front, 3 minutes on your back. Your body will soon tell you if you need a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, and you might find that you become so relaxed that you drift away and fall asleep for half an hour. And this is perfect. This is simply your body telling you exactly what you need. So I just want to say a little bit more about how we can keep working with lengthening the exhale, lengthening the out breath. And so we're going to breathe in through the nose. Make a little purse with your lips, just like we were doing, blow the breath out. And then the next couple of times you do this, imagine a little colour or a little thread leaving your lips as the breath goes out, as if it's carrying all your worries, all your stressful thoughts away with it, or one at a time on each out breath, letting it drift away. Very nice, guys. So one way that you can think about it is that instead of continuing to repeat the pattern of anxiety and panic, you begin to create the opposite pattern and you begin to become an expert exhaler. So the longer you exhale, then the more that beautiful balance of oxygen, carbon dioxide in the blood begins to balance itself. So you become an expert exhaler, and the postures really help you to get into that calm pattern of breathing. And you can use it anytime you're feeling calm, anytime you're actually in a panic attack. You can also use that expert exhale. So please give these a go. I would also recommend, if you're experiencing a lot of anxiety and panic at the moment, to cut the caffeine out of your diet. Not necessarily forever, but it can be a stimulant. So it keeps us in that really kind of buzzy, heightened awareness when we want to get grounded. So I would cut the caffeine and maybe add some root vegetables like sweet potatoes, carrots, turnips into your diet. So anything that's grown in the earth is really good for helping our body get closer to the earth and away from this kind of franticness. We also need to work a little bit with the thinking patterns, and I will say a bit more about that on the next video. Sending love, please enjoy.